This carefully crafted story, they never knew she was a snake until she controlled their market, unfolds in a bustling village where traders ruled with brute force. Among them stood one woman, calm and unassuming. To the powerful, she was just another face in the crowd, but beneath her quiet demeanor lay a mind as sharp as a snake's fang. While the market buzzed with chaos, she quietly wove a strategy, taking control without a single aggressive move. It wasn't magic. It was the power of wisdom and strategy, ready to see how knowledge changes everything. True power isn't in force, but in the quiet mastery of strategy. In the heart of the ancient kingdom of Nkwo stood Mamba, a bustling village known for its vibrant marketplace. Traders from 5 kingdoms gathered there, filling the air with the scents of exotic spices, sizzling meats, and fragrant flowers. Voices rose in a symphony of deals struck, arguments won, and goods exchanged. Yet, amid this chaos, no one foresaw how a mysterious stranger named Zeliah would transform the village forever. Zeliah arrived on a moonlit night, the silver light casting eerie shadows that danced like snakes across the earth. She was mesmerizing, her flowing robes shimmering like the river under the stars. Her brown eyes held secrets, and her voice, smooth and sibilant, drew people in like a song they couldn't resist. By morning, she had set up a modest stall, Zeliah Herbals, at the edge of the marketplace. Her wares, herbs, carved amulets, and vials of fragrant oil seemed ordinary. Yet, from the moment she arrived, her store was never empty. If a farmer needed a cure for his ailing cow, Zeliah had the perfect blend of herbs. If a merchant sought luck for a journey, she offered a talisman guaranteed to protect them. The villagers marveled at her foresight, whispering among themselves about her uncanny ability to know what they needed before they did. But not everyone welcomed Zeliah. Nosa, the marketplace's most powerful merchant, saw her as a threat. A towering man with a booming voice, Nosa had ruled the market for years. Through intimidation and cunning, watching Zeliah's rise made his blood boil. Her charm disarmed everyone, even him, and her wisdom seemed almost otherworldly. What the villagers didn't know was that Zeliah was no ordinary woman. She belonged to an ancient lineage of snake beings, capable of shedding their human skin to reveal their true form. Her ancestors had once ruled these lands, their wisdom revered until humans, driven by fear, forced them into hiding. Every night, as the village of Mamba slept under the watchful gaze of the moon, Zeliah performed an ancient ritual. Beneath the faint flicker of an oil lamp, she whispered incantations in a language long forgotten, shedding her human guise to transform into her true form. A radiant python with shimmering iridescent scales, she slithered through the village under the cover of darkness, her forked tongue tasting the air for secrets. She learned who was ill before symptoms appeared, uncovered hidden fears, and sensed unspoken desires. By dawn, she would return to her human form, her wares carefully prepared to meet the villagers' needs. Nosa watched from a distance, his eyes narrowing as the crowd around Zeliah's store grew larger each day. Her charm and wisdom gnawed at him. He hired spies to watch her hut at night, but they always fell into inexplicable slumbers, waking with no memory of what had transpired. Despite his efforts, Zeliah's mystery remained intact, her influence growing with each passing day. Zeliah didn't rely on magic alone. She began teaching the villagers new ways to trade. She showed smaller merchants how to collaborate rather than compete, teaching them that working together would yield greater profits. Farmers learned to rotate crops for better harvests, and traders were coached on negotiation tactics. Her teachings transformed the marketplace, and the villagers prospered. But Nosa's jealousy festered. Consumed by greed and anger, he devised a sinister plan to eliminate her. Under the guise of a village feast, he lured Zeliah to the outskirts of the market one moonlit night. Hidden in the shadows, he and his accomplices waited to ambush her. But as he prepared to strike, a massive snake emerged from the underbrush, its scales glimmering in the moonlight. Before anyone could react, the snake struck, sinking its fangs deep into Nosa's leg. The accomplices fled in terror, leaving their leader writhing in pain. Word of the attack spread quickly. Villagers found Nosa pale and gasping, his body weakening as venom coursed through his veins. Desperate and humbled, he begged for Zelihah's forgiveness. Moved by his plea, Zeliah revealed her skill with remedies. Gathering rare herbs and preparing a potent anti-venom, she administered the cure. Slowly, Nosa's strength returned. In gratitude, Nosa publicly repented, vowing to embrace unity over greed. The villagers, witnessing Zelihah's mercy, celebrated her as a protector of the community. From that day on, harmony flourished, and Nosa became a humble ally in Mamba's thriving marketplace. One evening, a wandering mystic arrived in the village. His piercing gaze lingered on Zeliah, and later he sought her out in private. "I know what you are," he said gravely. "The old kings are stirring. They remember the lands that were theirs and seek to reclaim them. They will come for you, expecting your loyalty." Zelihah's heart sank. Her people had suffered greatly at the hands of humans, and their anger was justified. Yet she had grown to love Mamba and its people. She faced an impossible choice: stand with her kin or protect the community she had helped flourish. Soon, strange signs appeared. Large intelligent snakes began slithering into the marketplace, their watchful eyes unnerving the villagers. Flickering lights appeared on the distant mountain tops, signaling the awakening of the snake kings. Fear gripped Mamba as the villagers sensed an approaching storm. Zeliah knew she had to act. She gathered her protégés under the cover of darkness and shared part of her truth. Not her snake nature, but the wisdom of her lineage. She taught them to read the marketplace as a snake reads the air, to adapt to change, and to value cooperation. When the snake kings finally descended, their massive forms shimmering in the moonlight, they were met by a transformed village. The marketplace was no longer a chaotic battleground of rivalries. It was a harmonious ecosystem where merchants supported one another, their unity a fortress against external threats. The kings confronted Zeliah, their voices echoing with ancient power. "You have betrayed your blood," they accused. "I have honored it," Zeliah replied, standing tall. "I have shared our wisdom, not for domination, but for coexistence. Look at what we've built, a community stronger than any kingdom ruled by fear." As the snake kings hissed their demands, tension hung heavy in the air. Some, moved by Zelihah's words of peace, began to withdraw, but others remained, their eyes burning with anger. They demanded her loyalty, threatening to strike if she refused. The villagers stood frozen, their fear palpable. Then, without warning, Zeliah began to change. Before their very eyes, her human form melted away, revealing her true nature, a towering, radiant python with shimmering, iridescent scales. Gasps erupted from the crowd. Shock rippled through the marketplace. Zelihah's transformation was something none of them could have ever imagined. A murmur broke the stunned silence. It was Nosa, eyes wide, yet filled with a strange mix of fear and vindication. "I knew there was something odd about her," he muttered, though his voice trembled slightly. Zelihah's transformation stunned the villagers, but she did not strike. Instead, she coiled her immense shimmering body protectively around them, creating a living barrier between the snake kings and the village. Her glowing, fierce eyes locked onto the snake kings with an intensity that sent a shiver through the air. "Do try to attack them," Zelihah's voice hissed, calm yet filled with menace. "And you will have me to contend with." Her words hung like a challenge, daring the kings to make their move. The air grew thick with tension as Zeliah stood her ground, her serpentine form radiating power. defending the people she had long shielded with secrets. The Snake Kings, momentarily thrown off by her bold defiance, hesitated. Their eyes flickered with uncertainty, caught between their demand for loyalty and the imposing figure of their king standing against them. Those who left carried with them the seeds of Zeliah's vision, a world where snakes and humans could coexist. In the years that followed, the marketplace of Mamba became legendary. Traders trained in Zeliah's methods spread her philosophy across the kingdoms, building markets that thrived on cooperation and balance. Zeliah is said to have remained in the village, her dual nature a closely guarded secret. On moonlit nights, some villagers claim to see a radiant python gliding through the shadows, a silent guardian of the community she had transformed. And so, the story of Zeliah and the marketplace of Mamba became a tale of transformation, teaching that true power lies not in strength or cunning, but in wisdom and the courage to use it for the greater good. Trade like a snake, the villagers would say, but with a human heart. Some said she still lives there, guiding the market with her snake wisdom. Others claim she returned to her people in the mountains, but all agree that she left behind something more valuable than gold. The understanding that the most powerful magic lies not in supernatural abilities, but in the wisdom to use what you know for the benefit of all. And so, when people speak of the marketplace of Mamba, they say, watch carefully, for you never know. That successful trader beside you might just be a snake in human form, teaching us all how to shed our old skins and emerge stronger. Share your thoughts and lessons from this story in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. If you've enjoyed this story and want to uncover more lessons, mysteries, and financial insights, don't stop here. Click on our other videos to dive into more captivating tales and timeless wisdom from across Africa. There's so much more to explore. Don't miss out. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure.